everybody. John Michael Bailey, Injury Lawyers. Today we're talking about disc injuries. What are they? How do they occur? How they can affect you now and for the rest of your life. And most important, what that insurance adjuster doesn't want you to know. Stick around, there's a lot to learn. Here we go. Hey everybody, John Michael Bailey, Injury Lawyers. Today we're going to be talking about disc injuries and how they affect you today, how they will affect you in the future, and especially what the insurance adjuster doesn't want you to know about disc injuries and how it can affect you. So let me get started. I'm John Michael Bailey. I've been practicing law for more than 45 years. I am a lawyer, but I'm not your lawyer unless you choose to hire us. And listen, we would love for you to hire us. We'd love to look at your case. We love to help people. And if you want to begin that process, you can follow this link right here. It'll take you to the website and you can begin that process. Or if you're an impatient person like I am, you can pick up the phone and call me now. 888-WE-FIGHT. The phone is answered 24/7, 365. We never close. We'd be happy to talk to you at any time about anything that you have on your mind. Listen, we never close. Our motto is, if you're hurting, we're working. So if you're hurting, pick up the phone, give us a call. We will help you any way that we can. But just remember, I'm not your lawyer until you hire us. Now, what we're doing here is we're going through the chapter in this book. It's an ebook that I wrote. It's on the website, and you can download it right now for free. Not only is it free, but it doesn't cost anything either. It's The Invisible Wounds, and you can follow this link right here. And I encourage you to download the book and go to this chapter and follow along as we go through. So, with all that having been said, let's get started. First of all, what is a disc? Well, here's a good close-up of a disc. What you have is you have the spine right here. This is the vertebrae. This is the bone, okay? And then a disc it's kind of like a donut filled with a like jelly-like substance, and it sits in between the vertebrae. It cushions the vertebrae, and it also, right here, cushions the spinal cord. This thing right here, this is the spinal cord. It cushions that from interference with any of the other bones, like the vertebrae back here, and the nerve root, and that's how the electrical signals in our bodies get sent. So if you have an injury, any kind of a disc injury, that's a very serious injury. Now, the insurance adjuster doesn't want to hear those words. What he will tell you is you just have a sore back, take some aspirin, lay down, take it easy, you'll be fine. And there's really no reason for me, the insurance adjuster, to write you a big check for the lifetime compensation for the lifetime injuries that you deserve, because I, Mr. Insurance Adjuster, talking here, I'm more interested in going on a little Caribbean vacation that I will get as a bonus for cheating you out of what you rightfully deserve. That's exactly how the game is played. That's exactly what's going on. And you need to know that on the front end. There is nobody who's going to be looking out for you and in your best interest from that insurance company. They're just not. So you can take them on yourself and you can do the best you can with them. But remember, they go to classes. They are trained. They go through training programs, all designed to cheat you out of what you rightfully deserve. Now listen, if you want the best for you, then my advice is to find a trauma-trained personal injury claims lawyer. And that's what we do at John Michael Bailey Injury Lawyers. And so let me get into what I'm talking about here so that you understand. We know how this works. We know how the insurance company acts. We also know how to look for the hidden injuries that you may not associate with the collision or the trip, slip, fall accident that you may have had. So let me give you just some examples here. So let's talk about, right now, let's talk about what they call a T-bone collision. Now, a T-bone collision just means that one car runs into the side of the other and makes the letter T. That's what they call a T-bone collision. If that happens, then what's going to happen, for instance, if you're the passenger right here, what's going to happen is this is your cervical spine. This right here is the base of your skull. When that happens, when that collision happens, your entire spine is going to go this way. Now remember, you're restrained right here as a passenger, right? Because you have the strap coming across your shoulder. There's nothing stopping you from coming this way. But because of the law of physics, and yes, there's a lot of physics involved in this, called inertia, your body is going to come back this way and slam back this way. And what that is going to do is that's going to cause a twisting all down through here. And the same thing in reverse over here. It can also cause a forward, let me turn this sideways to get a better look at it. It will also cause a forward and a back whipping motion, which is where they get the term whiplash. Now listen, adjusters like to scoff at whiplash. It's really ligament laxity. It's nothing to laugh about. It's a very serious injury. Adjusters don't want to hear about it because once your ligaments are stretched, they never, ever, ever go back to where they were. And it's a permanent injury. And if you have ligament laxity, and you likely do, you're entitled to a lifetime of compensation for that lifetime injury. But the adjuster is never going to tell you this. This is what the adjuster doesn't want you to know. You're entitled to that. They're never going to tell you about it. They'd rather put that bonus in their pocket than take care of you and your family. That's why you need a trauma-trained attorney's office, and we are trauma-trained, and somebody who will go toe-to-toe and fight for you. But let's get back to the disc injury. So here's another example. We've got this right here. This is actually let me pull this back up. I was showing somebody else this. I should have done this before. But anyway, these right here are the discs that we were talking about. I hope that comes through. I hope you can see. And again, on this particular anatomical model, the discs are clear. So you can see right here, the spinal cord, and these things right here, this is your cord, and these right here are what's called the nerve roots. Now, and then the nerves will flow through your body, taking electrical signals such as movement, things like that, all the way through. So you can have a disc injury in your neck, and if it's cervical, which is, let me bring this one back over, your cervical discs are going to be right here, these top ones right here. Down below this right here, you're going to have your thoracic. Down here, you're going to have your lumbar, okay? And then you're going to have your sacral. So you have all of these things that are in play. Each one of these has a job. God, when he designed us and made us, every piece of the body has a job that it's supposed to do. And for your body to work the way God intended it for it to work, it has to be able to do its job. Any injury, any collision injury that impairs the ability of the body to work like God intended to do is a disc injury. Don't let the adjuster tell you any different. It is a disc injury. There's various degrees of disc injuries. A lot of times it depends on which doctor is looking at it. If you don't have a trauma-trained doctor, the doctor may not recognize it as trauma. So that's why you need to be treated by trauma-trained doctors. I love my PCP. I think he's the greatest guy on earth. But in reality, he is like most other PCPs, which I tend to think of as Dr. Sniffles and Dr. Flu. They are not there to diagnose or treat trauma. They may see it if it's bad enough, but they don't know how to look to see why you are hurting, where you are hurting, and be able to diagnose that it is related to the trauma. So if after that wreck that I just described, you still have a hurt neck and a sore neck, and you're having numbness and tingling, or all of a sudden you can't type on your keyboard like it used to, or you're having spasms in your neck and things like that, and pain and funny feelings shooting up and down your arm, that's a disc injury. And the disc injuries are very, very serious. Now, I'm going to show you If the disc is pushed or moved in a way that it is not supposed to be pushed or moved, I don't know if you can see that, but right here we've got this little bubble. And that is what they call a protrusion or a bulge. Different radiologists will call it different things. And so who reads your MRI makes a difference. And so you've got that bulge, and I don't know if you can see that it is pushing on this nerve root. Let me show you again, pushing on the nerve root. That will impair the ability of that nerve root to deliver the message that God intended for it to deliver. Where on your body you're hurt will determine where it shows up, where the body part will not work like it's supposed to. Cervically, it's going to show up in your arms and shoulder. If you have thoracic, that's bad because that's usually blunt force trauma. This is where paraplegics come from, right in through here, because it stops everything from working in your body, sometimes up to and including the involuntary movements such as breathing. Down here in your lumbar and in your sacral, those are usually in the lower body, and you will see things like numbness and tingling running up down your arms and legs, or feeling like it's on fire, or sometimes your foot won't work like it's supposed to. That's called foot drop. Or you could even have problems in the bedroom, or you could have problems with incontinence. That's right. You could suddenly be walking down the street and find that you have gone to the bathroom on yourself. All of these are very common signs of disc injuries. And again, no insurance adjuster is ever going to tell you to go get checked out for that because they don't care. But at John Michael Bailey Injury Lawyers, we are fanatics about getting the property damage. Once we understand how you were hurt, we can show you where to look for the hidden injuries that you may not associate with the claim. Back to this particular anatomical model, you can see that it will come out this way, it will bulge, and if it's compressed this way, it will actually even, I don't know if you can see it, but it's bulging on both of them. And if it's bad enough, it will cause what is called a herniation. And what happens is this jelly-filled donut actually bursts. And the nucleus pulposa, that's what it's called, will actually sit on the nerve root or on the spinal cord itself. That is bad. That's going to require surgery. A lot of times, what that requires is what's called a fusion. And if you have a bad enough case, what they will do is they will take the entire disc out and then we replace it with a piece of cadaver bone. That's right, a dead body bone, and they will put that in there and screw it in with screws that completely changes your mobility and affects you forever. Now, this is very important. If you had a prior back problem and it gets made worse because of the accident, the car crash, car collision, slip, trip, or fall, you are still entitled to recover for that. You are still entitled to have the appropriate medical treatment and to be compensated for whatever harms and losses were put upon you through no fault of your own. But no insurance adjuster is ever going to tell you that. But I'm going to tell you that, and I'm going to tell you that if you pick up that phone and call 888-WE-FIGHT and choose to hire John Michael Bailey Injury Lawyers, we're going to jump right on it, and we will fight tooth and nail. We're not afraid to go toe-to-toe with that adjuster and get you the appropriate medical treatment and all the compensation you deserve for your injuries. Now, disc injuries are nothing to play around with. They're very, very serious. A lot of times people don't associate this with the trauma that they suffered in the wreck, and no adjuster is going to tell you to go check and make sure. In fact, that's why they don't want you to have your car put on a lift and checked for damages. That's why the insurance adjusters want you to just walk around your car and look for outside visible damage. They don't want to see the damage on the inside because that shows where the force went And of course, that force had to go somewhere. And so it went into your body and it caused these kind of injuries that we hear about from our clients every day. And a lot of times they've already tried to get an adjuster to get them to a doctor, and the adjuster, of course, isn't going to want to do that. And so they need our help, and we get them to where they need to go. Now, these are on disc injuries. Again, please, you can follow this link right here. You can go download the book. It's free, doesn't cost anything either. And I hope that you do. Now, listen, if you're hurting, if you've got questions, if you don't think you are being treated right by the insurance adjuster, please pick up the phone, give us a call, or you can go to our website. You have a way to contact us there. We're open 24/7, 365. We never close. We would love to help you. We would love to look at your case. We don't care where you're from. We don't care where you were hurt. If you need help, call us. If it's something that we can't handle, we will get you to somebody that we trust who will take care of you the way that we would take care of you. So thanks for listening. I hope you found this useful. Please, I forgot to say this at the beginning, but let me say this now. There's a grumpy old man that works for YouTube. His name is Mr. Algorithm, and he has a very grumpy girlfriend. Her name is Miss Analytics. So please help us keep those two happy. Please like, subscribe, and share. We're not trying to sell anything on this channel. We're just trying to share information so people can protect themselves. We would love your help making that happen. So all in all, I'm going to wrap up and say, if you need us, 888-WE-FIGHT, 24/7, 365. We never close. Pick up that phone. I would love to talk to you. Finally, if you can hear my voice, I wish you peace and joy. And as always, I hope to talk to everybody real soon. 888-WE-FIGHT.